FENcast, episodio creo que 45. Estoy aquí con Lilian Delgado, a.k.a. Lily. So, además de knowing your name, who are you?
Who am I? Who's who in the world? Right there. No, I'm just, I guess, a work in progress. An artist trying to figure yourself out, find your own space and voice. Me gusta de todo un poco, so yeah, an eclectic kind of artist.
When I met you through your photography.
Mm-hmm.
So, why photography?
Why photography?
Mm.
Did you really meet me through my photography? I
Yeah.
thought I met you 50-10.
That was class.
Why photography? No sé. Several years. I started with what's it called? A point shot.
Point and shoot.
Point and shoot. No, esta marca de Canon, la cámara chiquita. And I don't know. I used to like to take pictures of random things, just like ordinary, daily things. And power shot. That's the name. And a friend of mine she lent me her Rebel. She was like, here. I was like, what am I going to do with this? She said, you'll figure it out. You know what to do. Y así empecé. Y entonces, así seguí como que taking pictures of random daily things. And then I started getting into taking pictures of people. And I guess I like the idea of portraying their personality, like other people's personalities, and capturing them with a mix of like fashion or whatever, you know. I really like doing, like walking around this town, Sangherman, taking pictures of buildings and whatnot. So I don't know why photography, because I guess it captures what I'm seeing at the moment, and being able to share that.
Gotcha. Entonces, I eventually found out that you also do poetry. So, why poetry?
Eso viene desde bien atrás. That's even like a longer line than photography itself. My dad used to write poetry, and he used to do décimas. And I kind of got that from him. Like I used to sit down and listen to him read his poetry, or sing his songs, his décimas and aguinaldos, and I used to read poetry. So when we came to Puerto Rico, that was like the one thing I started doing, like maybe in 7th grade or something, writing poetry. In class, I got in trouble for it.
For writing poetry?
Because I wasn't paying attention to class. Yeah, for writing poetry. I think my first poems were in Spanish. And usually the ones that I write in Spanish are the ones that I like the best.
Gotcha. Along that same path, I eventually found out in your own pictures that you also do your own, sometimes modeling, but more for portraits. Why is that?
The selfies, the self-portraits.
Yeah.
It was for me. It was for me to kind of like boost my own self-esteem. So it started out like that. Like I felt comfortable in one moment, so I wanted to get that. Going back to like capturing the moment. Maybe it wasn't kind of like, it was more posed, obviously, pero I really liked I really like being like creative with myself. Let's see how far I could push it. Keeping into the limitations of I don't know, I guess nudity or whatever, because Instagram and social media don't allow it. But I also wanted to like give it more like como que dejarlo para la mente, like leave it to the mind to fill in the blanks. So I did a lot of self-portraits. Just, I guess it was more like to feel good about myself, and then I kind of figured like I can do like more artsier stuff, but then I just stopped altogether.
Eventually after that, I found out that you also did music, or at least cantas, and that is your bachelor's is on that, right, on music?
Yeah, I graduated here in San Germán and then for music education, and we were trained here in San Germán because they also have the one in the metro. We're trained classical music, and so going back to my background, how the influence my father had on me, at least. We were always like listening to music and singing home or whatever. I played piano for several years. I started at a young age. We came to Puerto Rico and I continued taking piano lessons, and I stopped for several years, and then I decided that I wanted to study music. I wanted a career in music somehow or another. Yeah, so I studied classical vocal training, and with several professors here in the department, and they were really good. And that's my background.
Gotcha. Would you ever like to, in the future, like pick it up again and maybe do some music of your own?
I would love to. I want to find. I need to find a balance between all these things. But I've always wanted to sing, either for like an indie group or sing covers for because I really love to sing old music. So yeah, I mean, si se me diera la oportunidad, if it came up, yeah, I would definitely go back to singing.
Gotcha. As far as poetry, would you like to do a book?
A book in poetry? I really never. Well, hace muchos años, I kind of flirted with the idea, but not recently. Maybe if I got something together that had included the photography, then I'd probably be more interested in something like that.
Like a photography poetry combo book?
Kinda. Gotcha. Yeah. I like that idea.
As far as photography, have you had any exhibitions?
No, I never have.
Would you like to have one soon, or?
Definitely.
Gotcha.
Yeah. That's something I've been doing over the break. Like going through old pictures, dusting them, taking the dust off of them. And and seeing what was really good and what can be better. So if I can get around to that and get some good content, yeah.
Would you do it independently, or te gustaría with
collab?
Yeah.
I think como que para romper el hielo I would do collab. There's a lot of really great local artists that I follow. I would definitely do something with them. Some of them already have experience doing exhibitions, so maybe we can work things out.
por lo menos in your photography and your poetry, two topics that I've noticed are the female gender, female roles, and sex/erotica. Why those topics?
No idea. I guess it's more like a feeling of the moment and the experience around that moment. But I mean, when it comes to poetry, there was a time where I was very much into like nature and poetry and but I always go back to like love poetry because it's like I don't know, por lo menos para mí it's a strong muse, heartbreak and whatnot, and all that or ese feeling como que when you're like fresh in love and you have all these like hormones floating around and you're like so I think the experience for a woman, at least for me, it's different. For me, it's different. I like to say that for me, it's different. Maybe, there is somebody that identifies with something that I've written before or something that I've, photographed. And it's like, it's just like trying, like spilling out somehow, to, dying to express itself, like to show itself out. Pero I don't know. I think it's like when I choose those topics, it's like suppressed kind of feelings that just they need to come out somehow or another. So
you said that they just come out naturally.
Yeah, I mean when they do come out, it's just like como que llevan tanto tiempo cocinando allí that it's just like
the explosion is inevitable.
Algo así.
You are also an academic. Why academia, and what would you say are some of your favorite topics?
Why am I
in academia?
In my master's. Let me see. When I graduated from music education, that was when, like, I think it was that last semester, or during that last year when I was studying in music education. That's when the government decided that they were going to give cuts to Bellas Artes, to music programs, art programs, theater, and they started doing more specialized schools, or at least, the municipalities started opening like escuelas de Bellas Artes and whatnot. So I quickly realized, if I'm going to get a job teaching something I like, I might not make a living as a music teacher. So I needed to find like a backup plan. And so my backup plan was that I was going into English education. And I don't have a strong background in literature, regardless of all this influence I've had in poetry or whatnot. So it's kind of like been a rough ride, but I thoroughly enjoy learning. And my topics of interest, I don't know.
But education would be.
I mean, I like to mix things up. So what I'm trying to do now is mix like my music background into what I'm learning now in literature. So I'm I'm trying to find ways to merge it in a way that I can identify with it, but not only me, but if I'm going to have future students, how are my students going to identify with that? Right now, my student population is Puerto Ricans, so my topic of interest is like music, Puerto Rican music. Like, how can we teach that as a literature? So that's where, that's
what you're working on right now. Por ahora. You already touched a bit of this, but what inspires you when you're gonna touch on poetry, photography, music?
So, it's like the feeling of the moment kind of thing. Like for example, now I'm contacting some friends / models, and what I'm trying to do is like get like feed off of their personalities, and produce something when it comes to photography, and when it's not about me. And even so, when it's about me, it's like a lot about like those suppressed feelings that just like come out. So there's a lot of artists that I like to follow on Instagram that they kind of like, I don't know if they're so much influence. I mean, inspiration as they are kind of like influence, and I don't like to think of it like that. So that's why I kind of like, I try to stick to what's going on like in my environment, and the person or people that I want to, or object that I want to shoot or write about when it comes to poetry. So it's more like the feelings.
Gotcha. How would you describe your creative process?
A mess. Like, it's a lot of it's a lot of ideas. I'm right now I'm visualizing this like huge bubble above my head with like random objects, and then I just pick out like certain ones that for me match together, and then I create something like that, music is definitely like a huge inspiration. A lot of Beatles, a lot of Cerati, a lot of jazz, a lot of kind of like the electro pop music. Como que I see, when I hear that kind of music, I kind of like imagine colors.
Yeah.
So when I get all these things in together, it's like this huge melting pot.
How would you say jazz plays out into your work?
It's jazz is all about the improvisation. So it's like a lot of like improvisation work, pero aunque no lo crea, like bien estructurado. So I guess in poetry, I can't say. When I think about rhythm in poetry, like I think about that a lot. But in photography, I don't know. I think I can make, because I think about sounds, and sometimes I think about colors. So like a lot of, I guess there's a lot of improv going on. So pero when I want to create, I need to have like some kind of music in the background. So, and it's never, I don't think I ever stick to one specific genre when I do. So that's why, like, I come again, like that, like I was saying earlier, that big bubble above my head, and just keep picking things out to create something. So,
is there any other medium que te gustaría explorar?
At the moment, I can't think of any, because I've painted and I've drawn. I used to do that. Used to. Such a sad word. It's a phrase to say. So I don't know. Right now, I really feel like I need to get my camera up and go and running. So right now that's the one thing in my mind. I'm not even
thinking about other mediums.
Not at the moment, no.
Gotcha. Ya te pregunté if you want to publish a book. How does your work reflect you in your environment? Según lo que tú has visto.
¿Cómo que?
Según lo que tú has visto,
how does it reflect my environment? Okay. I don't know. I think it's more about like my eye than that I would like to share. I really haven't thought about it. How does it work? How does it reflect my environment? See, it's when it comes to photography, it's like about how I see the moment, how I see the person. How it's like for example, when I shot you here in the plaza, I wanted to get you as I know you. I don't know if it came out. For me, it did. But for you, what do you think?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Según lo que la gente me describe.
So, I mean, okay. So that's how I want, that's what I want people to see. Como que, esto es lo que ella ve. But in reality, if I did what kind of like was in my head, I think nobody would understand it. So I had to like narrow it down.
Yeah.
So so yeah, I'm trying to like, I don't know, simplify. Eso sí, simpleza. So even though in my head there's like this huge mess, and like I told you earlier, my process is a mess. I just want, esto. You know, tan simple como eso. So, in the long run, it's just this, it's just is.
What do you think about the state of the arts in Puerto Rico? Según lo que has visto, haven't experienced.
The state of the arts, o sea, like bueno, I've seen a lot of development actually, more than I would. Excuse me. More than I would have expected 5-10 years ago, I think. There's a lot of upcoming artists. I want to say this, like 5 to 10 years ago, I felt like como que faltaba algo visualmente. Porque escritores hay, no sé, siempre hay algo de open mics going on, whatever. I wish there were maybe like more being published, pero like visual arts, estoy viendo más ahora, and maybe social media has a lot to do with that. Pero me gusta mucho no sé, hay algún tipo de criollismo. It's like this pop art / criollismo. There's a lot of like funky colors coming up, and I feel like I was thinking about this the other day. There's like this like like bringing back past. Like this nostalgia. It seems like it's like inspiring a lot of people. And maybe that's why we see like a lot of like patterns that we used to see in the 80s. I don't know if you remember the 80s.
I mean, I don't.
Me delaté, perdón. Pero sí, no sé. So, pero también estoy viendo como que I don't know. No sé cómo explicarlo. So I'm gonna have to dejarlo ahí.
Would you say that it's good? Lo que has visto el pequeño boom.
Definitivamente. Eso sí, I feel like sometimes we get involved in like too of like what's trending, and then there's a lot of patterns going on, you know. So está cool. Me encanta ese pop art / criollo kind of look. I see a lot. I don't know how to describe what it's like more a lot of pastel colors with a lot of tropical shapes. O sea, esto como que so I would say yes, it's definitely good. Just that we as artists, we have to be careful like to not get into like the same. ¿Sabes? Como que hay que explorar.
No se ponga repetitivo la cosa.
Sí, hay que explorar muchas cosas. Y el mundo del arte es bien amplio. And it's like sometimes overwhelming. At least for me, I don't know about other artists, pero...
Especialmente hoy.
Hola.
Está bien, bro. Especially today, donde hay so many ways to consume it. Can be very overwhelming. Hay content en todos lados.
Sí, es demasiado. Yo me di cuenta, yo no sé si, honestamente, no sé si antes de María, pero después me sentí que después del huracán o después de eso, sentí que había más interés en cuanto al consumo local. That's por lo menos lo que yo he podido observar. Yo no sé, y nuevamente te digo, I'm not so sure about before, pero me he dado cuenta como que since había tanta falta de, you know, incoming product, like I saw that there was more like interest of what we have here, who's giving what now. But I mean, I don't know.
Quizás fue ese tiempo libre como que de no tener internet, hay que ser inspired a lot of people.
Yeah, that happens. That does happen.
Probably that. I don't know. Habría que hacer un estudio, maybe.
Maybe.
Look, based on your experience, what are some of the pros and cons you've had as an independent artist?
I don't feel like I'm that much out there. That's the con. That's number one. Como que, hello. I mean, I would really love to collab more often. I would really like I think one of my projects, the reason why I'm looking at all this old content is because I want to take down everything I have on my Instagram and like put things up there. So siento que no ven realmente lo que yo puedo dar. So I think that's one of the cons. One of the pros as an indie, I get to do whatever the fuck I want. So except, you know, when people like you know, I want to shoot, or like, I want you to shoot me doing whatever the heck. So, it's like when they're commissioned, then I have, you know, a little bit more limitations. I have to go to more what the customer wants.
Mm.
Pero con todo eso, I find a way to sneak in my own thing. You know, there's no avoiding that.
Yeah, for the most part, you can just do you.
Yes and no. I wouldn't say that for the most part. When it comes to commission work, I wouldn't say it's for the most part. Pero yeah, it's, you know, I do seem to find a way to, like, you know, I ask like this, you want to try that? Okay.
Yeah.
So.
What has been your best or worst experience so far? Or both?
Best or worst? I'm very forgetful, so I think
Fallando.
So I think my worst experience would be something like I didn't empty my memory cards. I didn't charge my battery. Or the time where I left my batteries inside a flash for so long that they exploded, and when I wanted to use the flash, it was no longer usable. So that's probably my worst experience. One of those huge technical difficulties that I could have avoided.
And your best thus far?
Cuando produzco algo, when I produce something that just, you know, I sit back and I'm like, I did that. Yeah, and that the person, you know, if I am shooting someone, that they like it a lot. When it comes to writing, también the same reaction. I look back at it and I read it, and I am very happy with the outcome. And that's really, that's a great experience.
What would you say is your goal with your work, if you have any?
My goal. I don't. Let me see. I guess. I fui en blanco. My goal.
Yeah, if you have any. If not, it's okay.
I mean, right now it's more like I want to create. So right now it's just like. So I'm not thinking. I haven't really thought about publishing. Maybe that's my new goal.
Create and eventually publish.
Yeah, exacto. So right now es como que crear algo único mío, like something that I have written up in my idea notebook, and make it a reality, you know.
Yeah. Are you doing anything right now? Any project?
I just recently shot a wedding, so my project would be, you know, at the handing in the photos. Pero sí, lo que te dije ahorita, like taking down what I have up on my social media and putting up what, you know, content that I'm really happy about and that people can be like, oh, cool. And just, I don't know. I guess que se note qué tipo de artista soy.
Que se nota tuyo, basically.
Yeah.
Tu voice. Is there any advice you would have for young photographers, writers, musicians, artists overall?
Musicians, no hay tal cosa como practicar demasiado.
So I've heard. So I've been told.
No hay tal cosa como practicar demasiado. Unless, of course, you're a singer, entonces you don't want to hurt your voice, so.
Mm-hmm.
But you could always practice the lyrics and the rhythm. Y nada, en guisar, we once had a professor that used to say, do not be shy of playing a genre that you don't like. Si te tienes que quitar el gorrito de salsero y ponerte el gorrito de bachatero, te lo pones, así decía. So, yeah. En cuanto a música, eso. En cuanto a fotografía, I think it pretty much something similar. If you really want to make a buck out of it. Y aunque a veces como que we want to be artists and we want to do our thing, and then it's frustrating. I don't know, to break through that and then do your thing, because you'll always be able to do your thing in your time. And if you don't have time to do your thing, then that's frustrating.
That's a problem, Judge.
So we'll see. I guess it would be the advice that I would give to myself también is organizarse. Yo me tengo que organizar.
Would you say it is a big problem for you? Organization. I mean, a veces también surge porque uno quiere hacer tanto.
Sí. A mí me pasa a cada rato. Like, I'm trying to, I'm doing it, I'm in my zone, I'm doing something, like, for example, I'm writing up something for a class, whatever, and all of a sudden I have all these ideas for something else.
Yeah.
So I decided what I'm going to do is, next time that happens, I'm going to put a notebook next to me, jot it down, and keep on writing.
Yeah. I mean, makes total sense. I mean, ahora que lo dices, I might have to do that myself.
I'm like, you get that out of your head. Como que sácalo hacia un lado, escríbelo. Ok, pues ahora sigue haciendo lo que estás haciendo.
Focus on what you're doing.
Exacto.
Yeah, and get that shit done. Is there anything else you want to talk about? Where can people find you?
Where can people find me?
If they want to look at your work.
Well, they can go into my Instagram.
And what is your Instagram?
It's Lily with a double I. What is it?
Can you spell it out?
Yes, I will. It's, let me see if I can get it right. It's LIILYD_16. So that's my Instagram tag. I'm not using Facebook really, and my phone decided to erase Messenger, so it's the worst thing. And I haven't been able to upload it. It keeps crashing. Yeah, that's why when I haven't really put anything up, my phone just does not want to cooperate. So, but definitely you can look me up on Instagram, and you can hit me up a message if you want collab, or if you want a shoot or whatnot. So that's the place
to find
me. And then if I like you and I want to give you my number, then what's up?
Cool. Anything else? You cool? What about the tattoos? Do you want to get more tattoos?
Oh, definitely. I was thinking about getting a jellyfish.
Where?
Maybe my inner upper arm.
Gotcha. So,
a whole bunch of things I want to get tattooed.
Would you do like an entire sleeve?
I would.
Damn.
I would. But I don't know.
Are you scared because you might go broke?
Maybe. Yeah, no, I mean, that's the one reason why I haven't gone to get any tattoos yet. Because...
And new ones.
Yeah, exactly. New ones. Because, I mean, I want to get a bunch of tattoos. But I know that I want to get a good artist for Gagwa.
Gotcha. Would you get face tats?
No, no, nothing like above my shoulders, like plataking.
Mm.
Yeah.
Would you get the classic heart tattoo?
No, I hate. Okay, I'm gonna say it. I hate butterflies. I hate hearts.
Mm.
I can't deal with it.
I meant like in the heart, in the chest.
Oh, on the chest. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. No. I think it's tacky. For women,
Uh-huh.
it's tacky.
Would you get the classic 90s tattoo, the tramp stamp?
No. That was the next one I was gonna say. I'm glad you mentioned it.
That is a classic. If there was a museum for tattoos.
Jesus. No, I mean, if I told you what I saw the other day.
But right now, a jellyfish.
Jellyfish.
Right now you have a camera, and what else do you
I have a camera. I have a Roman numeral 13, and on my back, on my right shoulder blade, I have a design that a friend made. I saw it and I had to get it. I just had to. It really called out to me.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Is that something that you would say that probably in the past, if you had continued drawing or painting, you would have considered doing tattoos or being a tattoo artist?
No, not really. No, because I feel like the art of tattooing is very great responsibility. It's huge responsibility. I mean, you're tattooing somebody's skin, and that's going to be there forever. So, I'm not saying I'm not a perfectionist. I wouldn't have. I couldn't.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I didn't become a doctor.
Ahorita estábamos hablando about the other mediums, and as we're doing right now, te voy a preguntar, have you ever considered doing film?
Film?
Yeah.
Pues fíjate, I have acted in a couple of cortometrajes, and I liked it. Filming yo como tal.
Like being the director or the director of photography.
I've never really thought of that, but I mean, I like it. I like seeing the process and everything.
Or maybe even acting once again. No sé.
Sí, me encantaría hacer like acting again. Like something. The last short film I was in, como que me dejó con esa gana de seguir. Yeah.
When was this?
It was filmed like 2 years ago or more. I don't think like two and a half years ago, and it was recently screened in the Queer Film Fest in San Juan.
Este fue Sam?
Sí, no fue Sam, pero fue de
¿Fue con Sam Arayada or no?
I'm sorry?
Fue con ese corillito de Sam Arayada.
It was with Carlos Carrero and Raúl. I'm sorry, I forgot his last name. It was called Enero.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard of this. Have not seen it yet though.
I thought it was pretty cool. I liked the storyline a lot. I did. Y como te dije, me dejó con la gana. I loved working with them, with that crew. It was really nice.
It was a fun experience too.
I see. Me encantó.
Cool.
Me encantó.
And, also, since you're a poet, would you consider doing short stories? Or do you already do short stories?
I've considered it, but I guess I'm too much of a scatterbrain. You know,
to actually sit down and write a bunch of pages.
Yeah, or I might just like come up completely off topic, and something that started as a love story might end up like some alien on another, I don't know, some weird planet. So it's like, okay, pues me encantaría, pero Tendría que like really organize the thoughts out
Mhm.
and like really structure it to then write it, which I think kind of sometimes gets in the way of all the creative, the creative process.
Gotcha. Okay. Anything else? You good?
When are we gonna shoot again? When am I gonna shoot you again?
I mean, I'm available.
Pues, hoy tengo que trabajar, so.
It's okay. Tiempo hay de más.
Pero sí, me encantaría tirar y me encantaría como que retratar cosas de los artistas locales, los artesanos locales.
Mm.
I just saw that they were looking for an artisan looking for a photographer. So let me see if
A ver.
a ver,
Yeah.
yo te digo después.
Okay, well, episode 45, FENcast, Lilian Delgado. We are done.